That's right, Kevin. Part 3.
Already?
Well, actually, this is about part 20 of The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. But we're now in part 3 of The One Thing. Yeah.
Got it.
You got what I'm saying?
Follow.
So part 3, Kevin, it's putting this whole thing together, right? And now it's about living on purpose, living with purpose, right? And I love the example right into part 3 of this book where Gary Keller talks about the iceberg example, where you only see about, what is it, 10%, 20% of an iceberg?
Tip.
Yeah, and so you look at people and you see the tip of what they're doing, you go, wow, a person's really productive, they got it all together, but what you don't see is behind the scenes or what's underwater is, the purpose they're living with and what everything's built on. Yeah. If that makes sense. So, Gary talks about it's all about purpose, priority, and productivity. Purpose, priority, and productivity, and that's what it looks like. So, one of my favorite quotes actually in the book, one of my favorites, not the favorite, but one of them, is this thing that Gary says, happiness happens on the way to fulfillment.
That's interesting.
It's a really interesting quote because I think a lot of people feel like happiness is some destination you arrive at, and it happens on the way to fulfillment.
Well, here's the other thing that it really gets me is most of us, not all of us, most of us don't actually want to do all of the things that we need to do to be fulfilled, to fulfill what it is we're trying to do.
Yep.
Because we have to do some things that make us not happy.
Correct.
But what Gary's suggesting is if you go
the whole distance,
if you go the whole distance, you'll actually find it.
Yeah. And we all want to be happy, but seeking happiness doesn't really work. So it's like, what do you want? Go seek that. Go the whole way.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you look up and you're like, okay, that was worth it. That was really cool.
Exactly.
And part of this whole process, though, in that is discovering your big why. Why the heck are you on this earth? Why the heck do you run the business you do? And what fuels you? What drives you? Because guess what? There are days you wake up and don't want to go to work.
Nah.
Ask me how I know that. It's just days. It happens. Any top producing person, any low producing person, any high income earner, any low income earner will tell you that there are days when they wonder, why the heck am I doing what I'm doing? And if you aren't clear on why you're doing what you're doing, day could turn into a week, which turns into a year, which turns into a decade, which you're a loser.
Yeah. Think about our buddy Rajia. He always says your big why is the thing that'll get you out of bed on the worst day of your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've always liked his example.
Absolutely. And then the last part of this chapter, which I love, this is the first chapter of part 3, obviously, of our 20-plus video series on The One Thing. Just recapping that for you.
It's a lot of numbers to keep track of.
I don't even know how to do it anymore. But if you're absent in answer, just pick one. I love that Gary says that because a lot of people get in this, well, I don't know what my purpose is. I have no idea, Kevin. I don't know what my purpose is, right? And they're defeated and they talk in that really airy high voice I just did right there.
Yes.
Oh, Kevin.
Just pick one out.
Pick one and move.
It could be hiking or it could be camping. It could be your kids. It could be your family. Whatever. Just pick something and go. It's okay to change it as you go.
Well, that's what I love. One of my favorite sayings from a personal development seminar you and I have both done is choose and move.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
choose and move, right? So if you just move, you might happen to figure out along the way a better purpose, or you might start discovering that you're actually doing what you love to do. But by sitting on the sideline, whining and complaining about not knowing what you want to do, you typically aren't going to go very far.
Not certainly.
So choose and move and pick a direction.
Yeah.
Just go.
That easy.
So stop watching. Why are you watching us already?
Later. My purpose right now is figuring out how to work.